So today's the long run, 14 miles with a block of half marathon pace of 7 minutes and 38 seconds. Last week was 13 miles with 4 miles at pace. And the whole point of the Chicago Marathon is to build the long run. Everything else just kind of keeps the engine running for the most part. So these are my quality sessions when it all comes down to it. Um, Today, I think I'm going to be rocking the Mega Blast. I'm going to hit this trail called Waterton Canyon with some friends. And it's just like a dirt road, kind of. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to wear carbon there or not, but I think the Mega Blast will get the job done. Maybe I'll bring a second pair of shoes if I change my mind last minute. Um, but yeah, if you want to follow this build a little more closely, follow me on Strava. And yeah, all of my workouts will be there, even the ones that I don't necessarily record. Oh man, I'm tired. What time is it right now? My watch is not even on because it's so early. It's 5:06 right now. I woke up at 4:45. Just kind of went through the motions. I feel good for the most part. I have a little something going on with my ankle. There's always like these little nagging things before I get started running. But I do feel my ankle. Other than that, my body feels pretty fine. We'll see how I ultimately feel when I get out there. But when you run with friends, I'm telling you, it's the biggest cheat code ever. And I know not everybody has the ability to run with people. For the longest time, I ran alone myself, legit, probably for like a year and a half. But if you can run with people, that's like the biggest lever that you can ultimately use to, one, hold yourself accountable, but two, um, kind of push yourself a little bit more, especially on days that are hard like this. But first, we fuel. This morning I got a bagel with honey. I kind of lean towards half a bagel these days. I remember before I used to do 2 bagels, and honestly, I probably could do 2 bagels just because I have a couple hours before the run ultimately starts. Coffee, goaded. Basically, I try to use this as an opportunity to do a trial race run and what it's going to be like before my race, even though I might not have a coffee machine. We'll see. I can't remember if our Airbnb has one or not, but that's probably going to be the one thing that's iffy. Other than that, I plan to start with the bagel and honey, coffee, and go through the normal motions. One of the biggest levers you can use that I used to never utilize is your pre-run fuel and how you, yeah, approach the run before you ultimately get out there. But when I do get out there, water is going to be on me, just plain water. I keep saying that I'm going to test electrolyte water, which I should because of how much I sweat, but I just have not really had hydration problems yet. So I'm not changing anything quite yet. Then I'm going to bring 3 gels. Last week I only took 2 when I ran 13 miles and 4 at pace. But ultimately on race day, I'm going to have 3 gels on me. And this is where I am the worst, and I need to get a lot better. Because like I said, I was supposed to take 3 last week. I only took 2. Precision fuel, I'm going to take 1 about 30 minutes in. And I have a caffeinated one. I'll take about an hour in. This would be like close to when I'm starting the half marathon block. Even though I kind of want to take this before I start the half marathon block, if I'm being real. And then take one at like minute, let's just say 90. I don't know. I feel like I have that wrong. I need to do a little bit more studying on my fueling, because if I'm aiming for 142 and I take a gel at minute 130, I'm just not sure how that ultimately pans out. So maybe I need to bump it to 20, 40. No, that's too fast. Maybe 20, 50, an hour and 20 minutes. That makes a little bit more sense to me. But nonetheless, that's my fueling strategy for when I get out there. All right, heading out. I'm about to go pick up my friend. Got the Mega Blast and this little lunchbox that has my recovery drink, so I can take that immediately after I finish. Running behind, but what else is new? I hope I got everything. I have so much anxiety when it comes to grabbing the stuff that I need. Like wallet, phone, shoes, water. I got the important stuff.
Yeah, you'll pass us like 6 times.
We'll see. You know
what? This is my last run before taper, so I am allowed to get that low.
Maybe you didn't have green up?
2 hours. I can run 2 hours and 30.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not great. There's an aftertaste to it, but it's not like. I hear the original is like just foul.
Yeah, that's the one
There's
I
just
grabbed. Like, that shit was bad.
It's because Shaq's so damn approachable, dude.
It's always blows my mind. I'm like, well, what about me makes me approachable?
We've had so many conversations. Look at me. You think I want to have a conversation? 7 in the morning? Right over here.
Yep, just cross right here. All right, let's go. All right, got 6 miles up, 6 miles down at pace, then another 2, cool down. Toby has 14 steady. Chris is doing 12. Juan got 16. Toby makes a pace.
So this might not be the best closure. So
That's true.
if we're ready to do it.
Automatically connects. What? Again, it'll put in front of you.
Just finished the warm up, picking up a little bit for goal pace. 6 miles in, 6 miles at goal pace. Not feeling great. How y'all feeling?
Good. That wind on that.
That shit was mad when you turned that corner and just,
That last like 3/4.
brother,
Yeah.
that shit tore me up.
Yeah, man. I like stop and
Oh, god damn it, of course.
not do that.
But it's gonna feel good on the way down.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel good on the way down.
I'm excited for that. That was all I was thinking about. I was like, bro, this is the hard. I was telling myself, I'm like, this is the hardest part.
Yeah.
The whole day.
It's the whole day.
To the top.
1000%.
Turn. Right.
Yeah. We're 1 mile in, 5 to go, feeling good. 7:30 pace. Still a little too fast, but we'll settle in. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Getting absolutely cooked right now. 2 miles to go. Had to take a pause. I'm getting smoked, bro. And 2 miles to go. It's the downhill that's smoking me too. Half up, half down. Just the downhill smoking my legs. Come on, Shaq. Come on, boy. Come on, dog. 2 more miles. 2 more miles, man. 2 more miles, dog.
That's it. Get your breath. Gain your composure. Oh man, this is not for the faint of heart. 10 miles in. 2 to go. 2 to go for my working sets. Oh, Lord. Well, this is beautiful. Alright, back at it. So hard, man. Final stretch. 0.1, 0.01. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man. Oh. I'm dead, boss. I'm dead. Might have been one of the hardest things I've done in a long time. Like for real. That sucked. I had to break up the last 2 miles with the 1 minute break in between. Oh, that is not for the faint of heart. That was tough. That was harder than the 13 at 4 naturally, so, but wow, super difficult. Let's cook one. Let's go, G. How much you got left? Let's go. Eat. I don't know how that boy doing it. I'm definitely about to take a powwow right here. I got 2 mile cool down and I have nothing. I have nothing left. Oh, 2 miles. Just 2 miles. Just 2 miles. Oh. Just one foot in front of the other. Oh, shoot. Disgusting. I might have to cut this short at 13. Wow. Let's go. I thought this was going to be cheating. Wrong. Way hard. Way hard. I was definitely at an 8 or a 9 effort. For sure. Have to turn around here. I'm not getting a 14 today. I'm sorry, big dog. It's gonna be a half marathon, and I'm calling it. I think that's a wrap for me. Put me at 13.25. Smoked. 13.25. Finish. What a day. Yeah, that was very hard. That was very hard. I wouldn't say max effort though. That was hard. I could fall asleep right now.
Cooked.
Yeah. And I stopped 3/4 mile short. No. Whew. Got to 13.25.
Oh boy.
But the work is done, so I'm like, that cool down, bro. I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my goddamn life.
How was that last mile?
It's terrible. You mean that pace? The last one at pace or the last one to finish up the road?
Last one at pace.
Disgusting. It was faster, but like, it just flattened out over here, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it was nasty.
And like, at least the ground was better.
Yeah.
But those first 4 miles,
Brother.
dude, like trying to catch a good
No, you couldn't.
straightaway.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Oh, man.
You couldn't. My ankles, I could feel it in my ankles right now.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my ankles right now.
Yeah.
This, what the f was I thinking, bro? That was so hard for me. That was like legit, probably like a 9 out of 10. That was hard. Like the downhills took my legs, bro. Took my legs.
I was cruising on the downhill for a little bit, but then it caught up to me.
Bro, took my legs. Like 2 miles down, Chris was just like, good luck. And I was just like, oh no, oh no. Oh, so hard.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I can't keep this pace up anymore. Immediately dropped to like a 10-minute pace.
Yeah.
It's like,
That fucking cool down was terrible. I didn't make it to 14. I made it to 13.25. I said, yep, I said, nah.
Thought about trying to do it too.
I said, protect my peace, bro. The work is done. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest run of the year.
Yeah, bro.
That was the hardest run of the year.
No question about it.
Whew. Yeah, I might have to say I'm not waiting for Juan. I might have to say that, bro. I thought somebody said hi to me, but I was like seeing double at that point. So I was just like, I think that was Kelsey, but I honestly have no idea who just said hi to me. How you feeling?
How am I feeling?
Yeah.
Humble.
That was a terrible time, bro. That was, I was like literally telling Toby and Chris, I was just like, I said I thought I was gonna be cheating, and that was like the worst run I've had this year.
I know.
That was terrible, dog. I had a terrible time. What the f? I didn't even make it to 14. I made it to 13.25. I was phased, bro.
Yeah, it was.
It was a wrap for me,
It was
man.
hard as hell. I was fighting demons for like 40 minutes.
Yo, I swear, I was just like, oh yeah, downhill,
Yeah.
2 miles, I was feeling good, and then the rest of the time, I was in hell. All right, boys.
We'll just chalk it up as a character building.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
character
man.
building day
Yeah,
for sure.
good shit, guys.
Appreciate you bringing that up, man. This was great nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's do it again.
All right, brother. Ooh, that run was a doozy, and that's putting it it's putting it lightly, to say the least. That was a tough run, and I would love to say that I can attribute it to certain things like fueling and not great sleep and it being a dirt trail. Well, it's probably, a combination of multiple things, but the fact is, everybody who ran this morning said the same thing. That was hard. That was humble pie, enough for everyone to have seconds. Wow, what a run. I was supposed to do 14, I did 13.25. I had to cut it short because it was difficult. But let's go ahead and get into the stats real quick and talk about the run. So again, 13.25 miles, was supposed to go another 3/4 of a mile. Could have done it, but my body was cooked at that point. Activity time was 1 hour and 53 minutes. Average pace was 8 minutes and 33 seconds. Average heart rate was 155. Elevation gain was 354. And low key, that elevation gain was sneaky. So the first 6 miles, just steady uphill. And honestly, did not feel terrible for those 6 miles. But the thing was, you were also dealing with headwind. So like, I definitely was pushing a little bit harder than I normally would for the easy portion of a run with some half marathon pace in here. But it felt somewhat manageable. And once I got to the top, I legit thought, I was just like, yo, that was the hardest part of the workout. Like, it's all downhill from here. I'm good. So let's get into the working set. I'll just touch on the 6 miles. 6 miles was at a 9:12 pace. Average heart rate was 149. So typically, my average pace would probably be around 9:12 to 9:30, but my average heart rate would have been like at 132, 135. So that already lets you know that I was working right then and there. Now for the working set, 6 miles at a 7:30 pace was supposed to be at a 7:38 pace, and my average heart rate was 164. My heart in cardio was not necessarily the problem. The problem was I had nothing in my legs by this point. So I'm going downhill, and things that I didn't notice were like these little ruts and grooves because it's like an all dirt trail. So you couldn't just really get in the rhythm of a stride like you can on asphalt or concrete. There's these little holes and divots. I was kicking rocks and really like dealing with like ankle stability issues. Obviously, I pushed through. The first 4 miles were consistent. So mile 1 was 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Average heart rate 155. At that point, I'm feeling good. Me and Chris are cruising downhill, and we're both like, oh man, we could keep this up. Mile 2, picked it up a little bit. We're at a 7:27 pace. Heart rate 162. Again, in the Goldilocks zone. We just went uphill. Now we're heading downhill, feeling great. But that mile, what is that, mile 3 on the way down, dropped to a 7:34 pace. Heart rate is 165. And this is where I feel my legs like just left my body. Like I was just like, oh, I have nothing in my legs right now. And just dealing with the ruts and trying to find a flow and a rhythm just started to catch up to me. At this point too, the sun is beaming. I'm taking off my shirt. It's hot. I'm supposed to be managing pace and just going through it. Mile 4 was 7:27 pace, so I again try to pick up. I don't know why, because again, I'm supposed to average a 7:38 pace for these working sets, but I'm always pushing it a little bit harder than I should. So I'm at a 168 heart rate at this point, average heart rate. So I'm definitely pushing at that point, and I have nothing left after that. So those 4 miles were consistent, and I was just like, I have to take a break. So I started walking, and this is supposed to be a continuous block of 6 miles. But I start walking, I was just like, I'm just going to take breaks and use it as interval sessions. So I did the next mile at 7:37, again, at stark drop off from the 127 that I finished the mile 4 at. My heart rate is at 164. Sorry, this is mile 5 at this point. And then the last mile, again, take a break after I finish that 5th mile. Last mile comes in at 7:23, average heart rate 168. I have a pacing issue. I have a pace discipline issue because there's no reason that I should be pushing this far ahead of my pace. Like that's 10 seconds, 11 seconds. That would have given me the energy that I needed to be consistent. So again, that breakdown is 7:31, 7:27, 7:34, 7:27 of a 4-mile block that all should have been around 7:38. Like I would have been happy if I started at 7:40 and worked my way down. So these are like key lessons that I need to bank for when I actually run the half marathon. And then I had to take breaks for the last 2 miles, and then did a cool down of 1.25 miles. It was supposed to be 2 miles. But again, I was just cooked, absolutely cooked for that. I also ran in the Mega Blast. I believe I have 250 something miles on those shoes. So it could have been a little bit of a shoe thing as well. Yeah, I'm at 266.9 miles in my Mega Blast. Awesome shoe. Absolute tank. Probably my favorite shoe of all time. Like, not even kidding, that shoe is amazing. But that being said, just for the dirt road, that could have been a hindrance as well. But I was telling my boys, I was just like, yo, like I needed this. I needed a humble week because in my mind, and delusion can be a power and a weakness at the same time. In my mind, I thought it was going to be an easy run. I was just like, I was kind of bummed. I was just like, dang, my working set, my quality session of this long run is all downhill. Like I feel like I'm cheating myself on my half marathon training, especially like my long run training. Literally like 2 miles down, I was just like, that was a silly thought. That was very naive of you to think that. Especially when the sun started blazing, I was like seeking out shade. But across the board, we all had a difficult time out there. That was a very tough workout. Like I would say that was a 9 out of 10. Like I had nothing left at the end of that workout. But that's another one in the books. And that's something that like I can hold my hat on when I'm actually running a half marathon of like how tough that was. Because I was something else. And I did not expect to go there at all. Which is something that I really wanted. I want to be tested. I want my training to be harder than the actual marathon. So when I show up, I can leave room to surprise myself. But whew, what a doozy of a workout. Again, if y'all want to follow the path, follow the build, follow me on Strava, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna continuously, regularly put out these videos. But that's a wrap for this week. I also want to cap off by talking about the mileage. Last week I was at 40.58 miles, and this week I hit 41.79. This is the most amount of miles I've ever run in my life. This is the first time I've ever run back-to-back 40-mile weeks. So we'll see how my body recovers. Got another tough week next week. But this is week 2 of a 5-week build. So we got a lot of hard work. I'm actually going to consider a deload week, just scaling back the mileage a little bit, just to be wary of any kind of injuries. I've never charted this territory, especially adding intensity in with it. I just want to be extra careful. But that's it for today. I'll see y'all next time.